Hello, this is the Frugal Arizona Craftsman bringing you a short video looking to craft and save money at the same time. Here's a cannon you can make. How do you make it? Well, you get yourself a couple of cartridges like these. Clean them up a little, stick them together like that, and paint them black or brass color, and then just mount it on plywood that you cut and get yourself a picture of a cannon. I covered the wheels with this paper image. Here's the material I cut it out of. That's a 1/8" piece of veneer plywood. And there's a milk bottle cap that's full of little clearies, little marbles. I got them out of an old fish tank I found. I guess they were used to put in the bottom of the fish tank when they were fishing it. Here's a cartridge, and I made a little active firing flag they use when they're firing weapons. And here's another one. I call this my 12-pounder. I made a little ramrod for it. Same idea, just make yourself a couple cartridges together. You can spice it up a little with some paint, and yeah, it comes out pretty nice. Kids like stuff like this. It doesn't cost much, and who knows, it might come in handy someday. You never know. I do all my gluing with epoxy. You don't need much on these crafts. I get this epoxy at Harbor Freight, and it costs $2.99 last time I checked. And I have another tube over here, a couple of tubes up there, and they've lasted me for months. Okay, next, I thought we'd look at something you can do with cutting the tops of bottles off. Now, I make this by taking a little slice off the top of something like a wine bottle. You can find a beer bottle, anything. And the bottom of this was polymer clay. I have specifics in articles on the internet on how to do it step by step. Suffice it to say, you take this polymer clay, you get it the shape you want, you put it into a microwave, you cook it for a certain amount of time, and then, in this case, I painted it. Then I applied the circle of glass, and I'll show you what that looks like. Almost like this. You can cut them off with a rotary type of tool, like a Dremel, and then you stick that in a microwave again for a certain amount of time. You can also use a torch until it melts and gets kind of rounded edges, like this. This one was kind of cracked later, and I just glued it together, and that's an Obsidian Apache tier. I put E6000 on these things to glue them, and after you cut a piece off, after you cut a piece off, this is what it looks like. And wear glasses, probably put a mask on. You don't want glass powder going in your lungs, but all the materials are virtually costless. Let's say that. Okay, so I'll just show some more of these. Here's another one. Now this was some ground up glass that I actually bought online and poured into a bit of a mold, and then I cooked it and it melted, made kind of a teardrop. And then I had a teardrop made of polymer clay, and they come out kind of nice, just nice pendants. Here's another one, same idea, only I mixed different kinds of glass together, fused them together. This piece right here, inside, in this case it was inside of one of these. I put colored glass inside of one of these and put them in the microwave and fused the whole thing. And that's how it turned out. Again, I made a polymer clay back for it. And I'll just look at some more quickly. Here's one. A pretty piece of blue glass I found. Broken shards. Made another one like that. And here's one. This was actually a bit of a, you can find these glass things for decoration. It was already glass, but I melted it a bit, just a little. Now, sometimes what you can do is tightly wrap brass wire around this loop of glass after you cook it in the microwave and it gets rounded. And then you take the brass wire and just then wrap it around the edge of this tightly. And then tie it off when you get back to this end. And you just glue your little doodad that you want to put in the center in with E6000. That's what I did. And that E6000's clear. Works great. Here's another one. That was a really nice piece. It's done the same way. That glass looked to me like cements when I was a kid. Hard candies are that color. I remember that. I think they were called cements. It's nice. Nice color. Here's another one. And that's another Apache tear, only I put it inside one of the little glass circles that was wrapped with brass wire. And they're kind of nice. Oh, it's spinning on me, but it's, you know. Here's a marble. Here's a marble that I melted, and then I wrapped the clear glass circle again, and I E6000 the marble. I thought it was pretty marble. So I think you can probably see what kind of a marble it was. There's white up here, and there's white over here. Here's another one. And I believe that was a marble, kind of like a cat's eye that I melted. Sometimes after you do it, it's hard to remember what it was. It's kind of pretty. Here's another one. Again, that was a marble, and I melted it. And this time, this was like from a blue bottle, a bottle that was blue. I don't know what it was. Here's another one. Same idea. I really like the color of that glass. It's nice. Last one. Same thing with an Apache tear glued inside. Clear epoxy and E6000, doesn't show up hardly at all. If you do a good glue job, you can't even tell it's there. And it really gives a strong bond. So I would highly recommend it. See if I can keep this straight now. Here. And in case you're looking into wire, you can get this on the internet. I'll put a link if you're interested. It's not very expensive. I did put a little money out for this because I wanted it. And stainless steel wire. It looks like silver. Makes things look really nice. And here's a little bit of fine chain link bronze, and I've never used it. I'm getting ready to, though. Okay. Thought I'd, you go to thrift stores and you can find some neat stuff. You might wonder what this is. This is an old miner's pan, a metal one, for panning gold. And I found this in California. My wife actually found it at a thrift store. Didn't cost hardly anything. I think it was $2. But look at the painting on there. I think that's, I'm sorry, I'm moving this around here. I think this is really nice. A picture of a meadow there, rocks next to a stream. At any rate, you can find your treasures. Little house there at the foot of the at the foot of the trees. You can find treasure almost anywhere. Keep your eyes open. All right, that's all for now. I'll have some more in another video. And this is the Frugal Arizona Craftsman, signing out, wishing you a nice and prosperous day. Bye.